W-T-L.
It's time!
W-T-L.
I think we got a show. Oh, yeah, we got a show.
W-T-L.
And welcome back, everybody, to WTL. Where's the Line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your host, Andy Classen, joined by
the J.O.
Oh, and you can feel that. I mean, that's the power of Husker football, right?
Oh, yes.
There's another level of energy when you're coming off of a win compared to coming off a one-score loss or something like that.
Coming off a win, heading into a ranked opponent, the energy's in the air.
At home.
Oh, man.
And we might as well say it now. We're going live. Pre-game show on hand. We're going to be back at the tailgate right in front of the old gray lady at Memorial Stadium.
Uh-huh.
You better believe it. I believe our show is going to start at 2. It's going to conclude at 4. We're going to get those no block, no rock guys back in there for that raw, the raw takes, you could say. And I think they got some guests. They usually bring in some guys from across the aisle, so I wouldn't be surprised if they bring in some YouTubers, some influencers from the USC side of things.
And we did this right before the Michigan game, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, everything was great about the Michigan game except for the game.
Yeah, the game the game was the game. I mean.
So fast forward to now, Huskers are actually looking pretty good. 6-2, right? Just outside the rankings, going up against a team that's within the rankings. That is the USC Trojans, who are sitting at 5-2, but they are coming off a tough loss on the road at Notre Dame. That is their biggest bugaboo, would you say? They're being called 2 different teams, one on the road and one at home, and they're having a tough time winning on the road.
Yeah, Lincoln Riley just since 2024 has not performed well with USC on the road. So this is a trend, and this is going to work in our favor. We hope.
Is it worth 6.5 points?
Oh, my goodness, no.
That is the current point spread right now. USC is favored by 6.5. I have seen a few voices online, some different podcasters and whatnot that are in the sports betting world saying the latest weather report bodes very well for Nebraska. I think they're thinking of USC and how they're practicing right now in 84, 83 degree weather, and it's going to be in the 30s throughout most of the game or a lot of the game. It's going to be at night.
Chilly night game.
It's going to be a sauced up. This is also, a lot of people are saying this is going to be the first time that we're going to see what beer sales can do at Memorial Stadium.
Well, there's been some chatter because, it's the blackout game.
Yes.
So, there's a correlation with blackout involving that. We're not going down that route, but what we do know is that, it's going to be tested. I've seen reports, too, that maybe the alcohol sales have been a little underwhelming as far as what they were predicting.
Yeah.
This is going to right the ship, I think. So.
I think so, too. You're going to have an energized fan base coming off of a win. And kind of a gut check win. Let's go back to that real quick. All of our predictions were pretty much in line there. We liked 7. We didn't like 7.5. Wouldn't you know it? That nailed it. I liked the over. We just got there. Northwestern helped me out a little bit there. Kind of figured they would, and that happened. So all in all, that was a pretty good prediction, a pretty good week for us as far as looking at the Northwestern versus Nebraska game, NU versus NU.
Yeah, I mean, that's those teams that are kind of sitting in the middle of the conference that we like to think, those below us, but we'll take care of business, that we've struggled with for years and years and years now. We're starting to pick up those wins, hand over fist, and it's great to see.
Yeah.
But no, there was enough question marks still even after that win that you just have to worry about this week.
First thing that comes to mind is that ugly interception. But how did he end the game? I mean, all those 3rd and 7, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. He had his best drive, the final drive, and that's when we needed it. So I'm seeing some progression throughout that offense, even though it's not where I want it to be. I don't think anybody wants it to be there, but there's improvement. And hey, we're 6-2. I think most Nebraska fans would take that at this point in the season.
Well, before the season, if you looked at it and you said, all right, Nebraska's 6-2, you take it all day long.
Right.
You don't know which wins or what, but you take it all day long. Rayola, the ugly interception, you brought that up. We're starting to see one or two of those a game from him. How much is that just the offensive line? He's just running like mad.
Right, and he's getting a little, trigger happy, gun shy, whatever you want to call it. And there are some serious injuries for Haska. Man, don't you feel bad for that guy?
I do.
Like, what is that, his 5th ACL or something? That's really sad. So now, this kind of reminds me, walk with me down this path. This reminds me of a vintage Bears team with Kyle Orton.
Oh, yes.
Okay, where it's like, hey, well, this guy can't really spin. This guy can't really pass it. Okay, well, we're going to run the ball, and we're going to lean on our defense. That was Chicago's best suit, and they won a lot of games those 3 or 4 years with Kyle Orton just handing the ball off, 3rd and 5, throwing a nice little slant or down and out.
They won a lot of games with Kyle Orton.
Yes.
And it reminded me, too, of those Denver teams with Tim Tebow. They won a lot of football games.
Beat the Steelers in the playoffs.
There you go. I mean, won a lot of football games with kind of that exact strategy, and he wasn't a good passer by any means. So.
No. But this is what's kind of, okay, now I'm looking at Nebraska, and it's like, okay, you are so limited at offensive line, and their strong suit is running the football, and you have the number 5 rusher in the nation, Emmett Johnson, right now, by yardage is 5th in the nation. Just run the ball. Just run the damn ball and let the chips fall where they may.
Can you imagine?
Could you imagine running the football?
Can you imagine that ends up being, the predominant game plan on offense, and we win and we take care of USC?
Oh.
All right.
Wouldn't you love an ugly 17-14 win over USC? Ugly, just ugly.
Do the fans storm the field after if that happens?
We are going to see what Cross Strand and other and the labeled Bud Lights, what they actually do here. We're going to see the limits.
Yes, we are.
I don't know. It's been a long time since Nebraska's beaten a ranked opponent like this.
And it sure would be fun.
It would be a lot. And, we're going to be on hand. We'll get them all hyped up with that pregame show. So be sure to tune into that on ESPN Tri-City Radio on their Facebook page. Of course, we're going to be live streaming that. If you want a little video there. Let's talk about this total, this over-under, 58.5. It's not moving around too much. I'm looking at the Trojans' offense and really how prolific it is and how they run the ball really well. They might throw the ball even better. They're averaging over 42 points per game. How could I not take the over here?
Well, yeah, and they're hitting 4 out of 7 games this season. They have hit that over. Yeah. There's no reason to not think they do, especially since Nebraska is 6-2 of hitting the over this year. Both are lining up on a cold Saturday night in Nebraska. I definitely feel like that's the play.
Yeah,
I love that number.
I think USC can hit their average against Nebraska's defense. There's a lot of things to like about our defense, but it's been had a couple times here and there, and our pass defense. They are the best we have, but they haven't been tested like this. The best quarterback, and it's turning into a pretty good win. Maybe Nebraska's best win is Cincinnati.
That's Cincinnati.
And Sorensen,
looks like a stud right now.
And he had a great passing game the following game, and that's continued. They're in line to win the Big 12 right now, and they did pretty darn good, right? But they're talking about a Heisman finalist right now that they're going up against with USC. So incredible. Everything's going to be tested here. I would not be surprised with a 38-35 type of a game, and that clearly soars over this over.
Yeah, and this pass attack, like you were saying, this is the toughest challenge we've had as far as that goes. But with that being said, their rush attack's really good.
Yes,
and we've been burned on that front. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely feel like we're talking about the total there. The over's the play because USC is going to do what USC does. Yep. And then just comes back to, all right, now what's Nebraska got up their sleeves?
Exactly. And Mojave, the quarterback, really does take care of the ball. Only 4 interceptions. And there's also another layer to this why I'm leaning towards USC. They're coming off a bye, and they're coming off of a loss. So they've had an entire week to watch Nebraska, to game plan, especially that first drive. Don't be surprised if they score on that opening drive. I don't know if our defense – how many 3-and-outs have we seen? Not too many. And you have a Lincoln Riley team that's been getting after it for over a week now. They're going to be prepared. They're ready to go. They're tired of hearing that they can't win on the road. They're tired of hearing that they're too soft to play in a cold environment.
Well, and that's a good point, too, because this is – Coach Rule has been saying all week, we need the Memorial Stadium fans to really embrace this blackout and be a difference maker in this football game. He knows if they go up and score on that first drive and take some of that energy out of the crowd, I mean, advantage USC.
Big time. Big time. Did you see his presser when he was asked about Coach Eckler?
Oh, yes. Don't touch me.
Come on, Coach. He punched me one game. He tackled me another.
You know what? First thing that popped in my head when I saw that was, Coach, like, your team just got smoked in Minneapolis for not being so physical.
Yeah.
Buddy, you got to take those punches.
You got to. You got to roll with it. I mean, Eckler's going to get you. He's coming for you, man.
Yep.
And I think when you have a 95-yard touchdown return or a blocked punt, you just got to know it's coming.
Embrace
and live
the
with
energy.
and embrace the energy.
Yes, embrace
Maybe
it.
he needs to pat him up. Come on, strap it up, Coach. But that is one of the bright spots for Nebraska, how they've been able to turn a 180, and it is the Eckler effect. And our guy who just earned a scholarship, Williams, he's the front runner now to win the Jet Award.
How cool is that?
God.
As talented as he is, that's coaching too. Like, that's somebody who's spotted a guy and put him in a spot to succeed. And
he's been on a lot of national shows now. I think Urban Meyer was breaking him down on the Big Ten Network, talking about his trust in his frontline blocking. Yep, you better believe it. Urban Meyer said it. You better buy into it. Right?
Thanks, Will Compton, for calling this guy, calling Coach Eckler and getting him here. Because all the credit goes to Will Compton.
Bussing. He's just bussing with the boys, getting things done there. Well, that's the line. So, or that's the Horns are up against it. But where are you at then on that total? You like the over then?
I love the over.
Love the over?
That's the play.
You like USC, though, to cover that 6.5? If I nailed you to it?
No, you know what? I think we keep it within 5.
Okay. So you got Nebraska covering it. That's a lot of points.
Yeah.
6.5?
6.5's a lot.
You know what's kind of enticing to me is that plus 200 money line Nebraska. We'll see how many cross strands I have before the game to see if I can get to that money line.
I love it.
All right, well, you heard the horn. That means we're up against it, but let's take a minute to recognize one of our fabulous partners, and that is the Stock and Rod Company, an outdoor lifestyle brand for those seeking adventure. Whether it's hunting, fishing, hiking, they got you covered. Visit stockandrod.com to get your wild game on. Don't go anywhere. This is WTL.
TL.
I'm just a big, hairy American winning machine. If you ain't first, you're last.
TL.
And welcome back, everybody, to WTL. Where's the line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your host, Andy Classen, joined by
The J.O.
The J.O.
Here we go.
From Nebraska. Now, we talk Nebraska football. Now we got to get into the NFL in one of our favorite segments. That is the hot player props. Fade, follow, tail, whatever you want to say, however you want to call it. But we got a little bit of a list here of ones that we like. Fade, I actually have some questions for you. I want to get your take on a few of these as well, because I got some stats in front of me. And sometimes you get to looking at too many stats.
It's overwhelming.
You get a little bug-eyed.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I want to start with, and maybe this is just easy pickings here, and I'm just beating up on a guy, but this number can't get low enough for me. Bryce Young, under 163 yards passing against the Packers. Oh. The Packers with Micah Parsons, this defense is unstoppable. They just keep winning games, ugly, good-looking games. It doesn't matter. And on a guy, Bryce Young's just always looked like a wounded baby deer to me in the NFL.
He does.
And the Packers don't have time for that.
No. The Packers seem like they're on the path to big things here at the end of the year.
They do, don't they?
I feel bad for Bryce Young because he did have a pretty good second half of last season.
He has flashes, doesn't he?
And even at the beginning of this season, showed a little bit, and then it just kind of all fell apart for him.
Yeah, and he's been through coaches and changes and this and that, but here's the deal. Packers are a top 5 passing defense. They're not giving up much yards, regardless, even against some of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Bryce Young, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to fade you on this one.
Absolutely.
Take the under.
I think to your point, that was an easy one. Like that was,
Yeah.
that might be easy money.
Poor guy. Well, that line every line has it, number, so, keep an eye on it. I mean, if it gets down to like 80 yards, we'll think about it.
Yeah.
85 and a half, I don't know. I really, how low does that number have to get for me? Maybe we'll find out.
We'll find out, yeah. Well, we got a returning quarterback coming Sunday at noon. Vikings at Lions. J.J. McCarthy, the superstar, second-year rookie, whatever you want to call him.
JJ.
Finally.
He's back.
Finally. And, they only had to sacrifice Carson Wentz to get there.
Mm-hmm.
But they finally got him. Here's the line. Over 1.5 touchdowns, plus 145, plus money here. He is averaging 1 touchdown per game, but that's only 2 games.
Okay.
And this guy couldn't be more rested.
That's a good rest? It's a good rest, though.
There is question marks galore on whether or not he was actually injured, whether
really?
or not the high ankle sprain was the actual injury. Maybe it was a soft benching. Why was he sitting fully healthy on the sideline as the emergency QB while Carson Wentz's corpse without a quarterback?
Right. I did see that one video where like the pile rolled into him and he just like sidestepped it and jumped out of the way. I was like, what's going on here?
The very game that they say he was hurt in, game 2, he ended the game on quite the run, like a rush. Didn't look like he was hurt by any means.
Is this a deal where Minnesota, they have such a thing against Carson Wentz? They're like, we're going to put you out there to die until the wheels fall off here.
Until the wheels fall off.
We want to get as much sideline time, clipboard time for our guy.
Well, it's so bad, though, that like Carson, who's just been put on the IR, spoke to the media yesterday and said in defense of the Vikings and been like, no, I backed the coaches and their decision. I told them I knew what I was getting myself into.
Okay.
How many IR players do you have speaking to the media immediately after to defend the coach?
Apologizing for the...
Yeah. There's something to this. But with that being said, J.J. McCarthy, he's got to be ready.
Yeah.
Right?
He should be.
And I like him to be able to... The Lions have given up with 13 passing touchdowns this season.
Yeah.
I like J.J. McCarthy being able to sling a couple of them. He's got some wide receivers that are hungry.
Right. Yeah. That's a sneaky good pick. And for whatever reasons, Detroit they welcome that shootout.
Yes, they do.
It's just kind of an evolution of their team. It's how they win a lot of games. And to your point, JJ, I don't know if there's a more rested starting quarterback in the league right now.
There's something to that. I just know it.
All right. I want to bring a little more positivity to my side. I want to do an over here. Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones, over 253 and a half. Give me the hook and a half yards. Going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who we just saw against Green Bay, right? Tough loss. They're ranked 30th in the NFL for pass defense. Did you ever think a Steelers defense would be 30th?
No.
In pass defense?
That's their bread and butter.
Danny Dimes goes for 250 quite regularly anyway. Give him the 30th ranked pass defense in the league. This is going over. I feel like I've picked a couple of easy ones here. Danny Dimes going over for the Giants and, beating up on old Young.
Beating up on Young. The Colts, they have that advantage. They've got that extra coach on the sideline and their owner. Yeah. She seems pretty bright. She
is plugged in.
She is plugged in.
Yeah.
And Daniel Jones is playing at an MVP level. I like this game as well, except I'm going to fade. I think Aaron Rodgers under 1.5 touchdowns. The Colts are second in the NFL in creating turnovers. I see the Colts, to your point, running out ahead. Right. Lots of passing opportunities for the Steelers. Rodgers is starting to show his age. I like him.
Yeah.
Maybe turning the ball over and not quite getting over the hump there on the TDs.
Aaron Rodgers and maybe Coach Rule need to get in a little program where, hey, when people want to celebrate and they get a little too physical, you just got to roll with it. You know what I mean? You remember Aaron Rodgers, a guy was trying to pat him on the back. He pat him a little too hard.
He gets mad.
Oh, boy. If looks could kill, dude, he would have one less tight end over there.
What happened to celebrating with your teammates?
Yeah, come on. Lighten up, guys.
Exactly.
We just scored a touchdown. Let's have some fun here.
We need more chest bumping. We need more, we need more Jim Harbaugh hitting the pads on Herbert.
Yeah,
give me more of that in my football.
And I'm not asking for like what's the running back for the Giants that just got hurt?
Scatteraboo. Yeah.
I don't need a headbutt without my helmet on. I don't need that. I'm not asking for Lattimore, that type of stuff. But come on, let's have some fun.
Credit to Scatteraboo though. That guy, his ankle dangling there, and he's trying to get his teammates to help him up so he can walk it off. Like, that guy's tough.
Those memes were awesome. He is a tough dude. It kind of goes with his demeanor and everything we heard about him coming out of Arizona State. But those memes were guys on a stretcher. He's like, trying to they're just spot on.
Oh, that's awesome.
Let's go with another over here.
Okay.
Christian McCaffrey, over 76.5 yards rushing against the 30th ranked rush defense in the league, the New York Giants.
Oof.
Right?
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. The Giants are reeling right now.
And injury-wise, so is San Francisco. McCaffrey, believe it or not, is one of the healthy guys. So they're running out of options. So he might get 75 yards, 76.5 yards rushing, whether he wants to or not.
How wild is that? He's having a great season.
Yes.
Despite everything else happening. He should be the MVP, frankly.
Compared to maybe some of his other MVP years, this is the year he should be getting some of that love.
Oh, man. I love that one a lot. I'm also loving the kicking game. Monday Night Football, Cardinals at Cowboys. Brandon Aubrey, over 1.5 field goal. He is averaging 2 per game made and hasn't missed yet this season. How do you feel about this?
We are the show where people go to for player props on kickers.
Yes.
So and we've been pretty solid there. So I'm gonna have to go with you. I'm gonna have to tell you on this.
There's something special about special teams.
Special.
Yeah.
And with our show, it's
and
special.
with our show, yeah.
It's all special.
Nobody's talking kickers like WTL.
Hey, it's untapped resources. We got to find that edge. We got to find that edge for our listeners, for our viewers.
In the gambling game, isn't that the deal? You're trying to find that little extra, in any way you can. And
I think I just forget if it was CBS Sportsline or something on Fox Sports, but they just came out. It was The Athletic came out with an article over the evolution of the NFL kicking game and how everyone's just booting 50-yarders nowadays, 55-yarders. Like coaches are like, oh, take a sack, whatever, that's fine. We don't have to get in around the 25-yard line anymore to try and make a field goal.
And what is it? Is it that the kickers are better? That is it the football? Because there's special kicker footballs.
They do use a different ball. It has to be a combination of everything here, right? I don't know, but it's something that's just happened over the last year and a half, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah. Because it used to be you'd have like 1 or 2 guys in the league that you would put out there for a 56 plus regularly.
It was The Athletic, and it was one of those, I hate those type of posts. The Omaha World Herald does this too. They get you hooked in, so you click on it, and it says, all right, now buy the subscription.
Yeah, I got the paywall.
Don't post it. Don't put it on X or Facebook or anywhere else if I can't click on it and read it or watch it.
How about this?
Isn't that a courtesy? Isn't that social media courtesy?
Whatever articles you put out there to promote, you allow the people to read, and then you give them a tease of something within that and say, hey, you want more? Go ahead. 99 cents.
Journalistic social media integrity, right? That's another thing about WTL. We talk about kickers. We give everybody their fair shot, and we're full of integrity.
That's the WTL difference.
Integrity. How about this one? This is the one I really want to get you. I'm kind of going back and forth here. Derrick Henry, over or under 91.5 yards rushing on Miami's very vulnerable rush defense. They are one of the worst bottom 5 rush defenses in the league. But Derrick Henry has had a really tough go of it this season. And what has led me to believe that he's going to have this bust-out game, it's at Miami. Baltimore feels, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
Baltimore, man, there's a lot of wishy-washy going on with this football team this year. And is Lamar playing? Is he not playing? I mean, we're led to believe he's gonna.
He's arguing with Derrick Henry. Those guys are like nipping at each other on the sidelines. Like, what's up? What's going on here?
I feel like if Lamar plays, you take the over. If Lamar doesn't play, you hit the under. And I think Miami has found out that you can actually try and you can win football games, as they showed last week. So I don't know. They can. I'd say it depends on Lamar on what Henry's playing.
Okay, so that might be a game time decision there. DraftKings probably has the sharpest line there at 91.5 yards right now. So Well, that's a wait and see. You heard the horn. You got one more you can throw at us?
Absolutely. We've got James Cook. Give me over 75 yards rushing. He's averaging 107.6 per game. Now, they're at home, but they are playing the Kansas City Chiefs.
They are.
Who are now in the futures the favorite to win the Super Bowl.
And that's something.
But they are averaging, their defense is giving up 100 yards per game.
It's right there.
James Cook, he had a heck of a game last week. He tends to do this coming out of bye weeks. Yeah. I love him here.
Yeah. There's a lot to like about James Cook, especially coming off of that performance last week. He won a lot of fantasy owners the game last week.
Yes, he did.
With that bust out.
Myself included.
No wonder you were on the. Let him cook. Let him cook.
Let him cook, baby.
Heard the horn. That means we're up against it, but let's take a minute to recognize one of our fabulous partners, and that is thelinemakers.com. Where we don't chase the hype, we decode it, treating every wager like an investment. Thelinemakers.com. We make the line so you beat the book. Don't go anywhere. This is WTL.
WTL.
I'm a cop, and you will respect my authority.
No, that's not how you uphold the law.
WTL.
And welcome back, everybody, to WTL. You know what that stands for. Where's the line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your host, Andy Classen, joined by
The J.O.
the J.O. Hey, your podcast just keeps on making these big moves. Holy smokes.
We just made a big one.
That's
okay.
a big one.
I do want to start with, we just released 2 episodes this last weekend. Make sure to check them out. It was fun. Interview Tiger King, Joe Exotic. And then also my struggles with updating my phone, a little story time there. But we are moving to iHeartRadio. Laugh With Me, the podcast.
Awesome.
The little pod that could.
The little pod that could. I mean, when you're getting guests like Joe Exotic, he's calling you up from his cell.
Prison.
From his cell.
That's wild.
He's not on a cell. He's in a cell.
He is in a cell.
You're the one on the cell.
Yep.
I listened to the first one, and boy, he doesn't hold back. He is a fantastic guest.
Yeah, no, what's he got to lose?
Right? Yeah.
I mean, he has spent more time in there now. I mean,
did he get married in there?
He did. He
Wow.
got he got remarried because he's been married a few times. He got remarried there, and then his husband got released from prison, and then immediately deported.
Oh my gosh!
By ICE. So then now he's in Mexico. It's a whole deal.
This is an episode that people are gonna have to tune into.
But like Joe said, you just never know when you're gonna fall in love. So.
Oh man! I mean, you try and find the good in things, the positive side. The Tiger King on Netflix, in 2020, 2021. Wow, what a time that was.
It was. It was a timestamp. Like.
Well, we got to bring back one of our favorites, Rod Vermilio of the Global Sports Betting Network. He's going to be giving all those picks, and I love how he gets that next level. You want to talk about minimizing risk. He's not afraid of the tease.
No,
he's not afraid of those teasers. So without further ado, Rod, take it away.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Syndicate Wager Talk, sponsored by thelinemakers.com and Where's the Line. If you listened in last week, you went 3-1. The week prior, another 3-1 game or 3-1 week. Thursday, we gave you Minnesota plus 10.5 and the under 52 in NFL action on a 7-point tease. And started off the week with a loser. Bounced back. Weekend action, Kansas City minus 3.5 and the under 54.5. Another 7-point tease. This one was a winner. In college football, we gave you another 7-point tease. Texas at a pick 'em in the over 38, a winner. And the game everybody was probably watching, Nebraska minus 0.5 and the over 37, another 7-point tease winner. Let's talk about the elephant in the room this past week, and that is all the scandals and the betting scandals, the poker, Chauncey Billups, Portland's head coach, and a lot of existing and former NBA players all wrapped up in some illegal betting scandals that's dominated the headlines in the sports betting world, and for good reason. This is not new. In fact, with over 30 years of sports betting experience and our proprietary sports day trading software that our syndicate trading group personally uses to sports bet and sports day trade to make money helps mitigate all of these situations. For example, our syndicate group had 27 total bets and trades last night, risking a little bit over 6% of your bankroll. More importantly, if you've been a subscriber to thelinemakers.com, you have access and have made 15% over the last few months, which puts all of that 6% you risked yesterday on house money or profits. So literally no risk. This is the only way to make long-term money is by learning how to day trade sports. At thelinemakers.com, you too can get the exact exclusive syndicate partner trades we personally use to make money day trading sports year in and year out. That said, let's get into this week's college and pro football matchups. And we're going to start with Thursday night's game, Marshall at Coastal Carolina. Both teams come into this game at 4-3, but this was supposed to be a rebuilding year for Marshall. However, they find themselves overachieving by being in the mix of the Sun Belt race. On the flip side, Coastal Carolina has been a surprise this season as well, winning 3 of their first 4 games, both outright and against the spread. The rushing attack has helped Coastal Carolina in 2 of its last 3 wins, as their passing game has been sporadic. That said, with Marshall's run defense ranking in the top 15 against the rush, should put a wrench in Coastal Carolina's plan of attack. Marshall has also cleared its team total in each of its last 5 games as well. The opening line moving from -3.5 to -5.5 shows that -3.5 opening line was soft. We see this as a 34-28 game, but a close game. So our suggestion is avoid the against the spread on this game. Take a 7-point tease Coastal Carolina up to the plus 12.5 and over the total of 48.5 in this Thursday night game. Let's go to this weekend's action and let's talk about Vanderbilt at Texas. Vanderbilt comes into this ranked number 9, 7-1 on the year, at Texas, who's ranked 20th and 6-2. This line started at -2.5 for Texas, has grown to -3, and the total opened at 51. The total opened at 46 and slowly went down to 45. With Vanderbilt having only 1 loss and Texas having 2, neither team has room for another loss. And unfortunately for Texas, another loss definitely eliminates them from any playoff hopes, as they underperformed this entire season after coming in at a number 1 in the nation preseason ranking. On the flip side, Vanderbilt has been one of the best stories of the seasons in college football, and this is a chance for the Commodores to prove this year has been no fluke. This top 20 SEC showdown has a ton of questions, including Arch Manning's status, as he suffered a concussion in last week's game and has been in concussion protocol all week. If you want to play in against the spread, we suggest taking Texas -3. If you get that line at -3.5, buy it down to -3. But for us, we're going to play it a little safer. Take a 2-team 7-point tease Vandy up to the 10 or plus 10.5 and over 39. The game all the listeners are wanting to know about is this weekend's number 23 USC as they travel to Nebraska. USC comes into this contest at 5-2. Nebraska sits at 6-2. The line opened at -5.5 for USC, has gone to -6, and at some places even as high as 6.5. The total at 59.5 has gone back and forth between 59, 58.5. This is a heavyweight Big Ten matchup, which comes down to one thing. Can a ranked USC team come into a hostile environment and get a win? Road struggles in college football, as we all know, are real. And although USC is highly capable of a road win, this line has shown the public thinks this is going to happen as well. I can't disagree with that, but if they do it, it should be a close game. and close to that -6 or -6.5 line on a win, but not more than 10 or 11. Again, 7-point tease. Take Nebraska plus 13 or 13.5 and tease the total to under 65.5, and you should get a win on that matchup. Let's jump over to the NFL, Week 9, and talk about the AFC North, where after Week 6, it looked like the Pittsburgh Steelers were a lock to win their first AFC North title in 5 years, especially watching the Ravens drop 5 of their first 6. Pittsburgh has dropped their last 2, now sitting at 4-3, and host the talk of the NFL, the Indianapolis Colts, who come in with a 7-1 record. So very surprising. Nobody saw that coming. Indy opening line at -2.5 climbed to -3. The total has climbed to about 51.5 at a couple of books. We like Indy to stay hot and win this, covering or worst case scenario, pushing at -3. So if you want against the spread action on this game, take Indy minus that 3. We really prefer a 7-point tease with Indy +4 and teasing that total to go over 44. We think this thing's going to finish at somewhere between 48 and 54 points. And if Pittsburgh ekes out a win, it should be by a late field goal. So take that tease. You should be fine there. The NFL game everybody's wanting to watch is this week's Kansas City-Buffalo game. Line at -2 for Kansas City. Total at 52.5. Kansas City comes into this contest at 5-3. Buffalo's at 5-2. And this is an AFC heavyweight matchup. And apologies to the Indianapolis Colts, but these are the 2 best teams in the AFC. The Bills with Allen are 4-1 in regular season head-to-head games against Mahomes and the Chiefs, where the Chiefs with Mahomes have won all of these head-to-head 4 playoff matchups. The Chiefs had allowed just under 18 points per game so far this season. The Bills and Allen need to limit their turnovers to keep this close or sneak out a win, but more likely I see a KC cover here. Be safe. Take KC plus the 5 and over the 45 or 45.5 on a 7-point tease. That rounds up your weekend NFL and college football action. Go to thelinemakers.com and get your access to syndicate trades exclusively for thelinemakers.com.
That was Rod Vermilio. Rod, thank you once again for joining us. Don't go anywhere. This is WTL.
WTL.
Capitalism is the only way, Leslie. It moves our country forward. It's what makes America great, and England okay, and France terrible.
WTL.
And welcome back, everybody, to WTL. Where's the Line? Nebraska's first and only sports betting show. I'm your host, Andy Classen and Jeremy.
The J.O.
The J.O.
Oh.
You can find them on iHeartRadio now with the Laugh With Me podcast. Talked about that a little bit ago. Congratulations, man. That is awesome. That is awesome. Are you going to be doing any stand-up around Nebraska, Kansas City, anywhere?
We will be. We're working on putting on together some live shows and more to come on that. But
very cool.
Right now you can find us at iHeartRadio.
Very cool. And, we mention it every once in a while in some of our sign-offs, but thelinemakers.com, we might be putting some blogs and some daily content and articles on there, just more stuff to check out on that kind of fully loaded website the way it is.
Yeah.
So a lot of fun things coming up. Last week there's some breaking news and we kind of sidestepped it because we want to be an enjoyable. We're here for the laughs. But I'll tell you, somebody that's not laughing right now is Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner. They are going through it right now.
Man, he had a heck of an opening night too.
Yeah.
And then
Cash Patel I think he really likes doing that. The FBI director, Cash Patel, Where's the microphone? Okay, guys.
Are you telling me he has a flair for the dramatic? Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't
The
know.
guy who lives in Vegas has a flair for the dramatic.
And his name is Cash.
Cash.
Yeah, yep. Trump appointed me. I'm telling you what's up. So anyhow, but everything that he said is true. The FBI did a long investigation, got a lot of people involved in this. And, I mean, you got Chauncey Billups, an NBA coach, not only maybe in a little bit, fixing games is kind of harsh, but impacting NBA games, but also part of a poker rink.
With the mob.
A whole, like 4 different families, too. The Gambinos.
The Gambino. Hit me.
That's a microaggression. Sorry, all you Italians out there. Actually, they're pretty cool with it. They're okay. They got thick skin, so they're cool. But no, and then you also Terry Rozier,
Did you see the highlights of him?
I saw those last year when they came out, and this is the amazing part of that. During the game, or right before the game, FanDuel actually tipped off the FBI. They said, we are getting way too much action on one player in one game. And sure enough, right into it, he starts turning the ball over, missing layups, the whole 9 yards. And then the FBI said, okay, we got something here. And the point I want to make, without sports books keeping an eye on it like that,
right,
this could all be going on, could still be going. Maybe it was happening. I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, but Michael Jordan back in the day, why did he take that leave there for a couple of years? What happened to some of his family members there? The allegations. It could be a lot worse than it is.
Those rumors were always there in the 90s. That was why Jordan went to play baseball. He was essentially suspended by the NBA.
Yeah.
These types of deals that are coming up now make you think there's probably some truth into that. But the books, and the legalizing of sports gambling is raising the radar of these things to try to stop it, and they're catching these things.
It is stopping it.
Which is a good thing. It's a bad look for the league. I do think there's a solution, and it has to do with the player props. We got to eliminate the unders. If you're only playing for overs, we can try to fix that a little bit.
That's interesting.
Fix it in a good way.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, then the argument would only be, well, now these guys are taking too many shots anyway.
Yes, they are.
They're ball hogs anyway.
Yeah.
So, that probably wouldn't impact it too much. I like that idea. I never heard that one. Take away the under.
Take away the under. That would kind of deter some of that.
The worst thing you could do is try and cut out sports books altogether, because then you're back to square one. Even last spring, a random Alabama baseball game, the coach tipped off his buddy, made a huge bet because he knew that he wasn't going to start the books knew it right away.
Yeah.
Before the game, like, hold on, we got some crazy activity here, a $200,000 bet on a random Alabama midweek game. And then, sure enough, the starting pitcher didn't suit up. Without FanDuel and DraftKings reaching out and saying, we got something here, nobody would have been any of the wiser.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Yeah.
Integrity from the bookkeepers is where it's at.
I tell people all the time, this is the most honest conversation you're going to have over who you think is going to win or lose a game.
Yes.
This isn't just some pregame where you got Pat McAfee going, doo-doo. Who's the home team? I don't know. No, we kind of get into the numbers, right?
Yeah.
With those numbers, I mean, this has grown to be something else. This is a monster.
This is a beast. The bottom 5. We give you the 5 worst teams in the NFL as we head into the next week. A lot of factors go into it, as you know, especially with this one here. Number 5, the Minnesota Vikings, making their intro into the bottom 5 this season after a monster loss to the Chargers, 37-10.
Yikes.
Carson Wentz, the great sacrifice, laid out there onto the field on Thursday night.
Sacrificial lamb out there, wasn't he?
He had to be. I mean, look at that big old brace he had on his shoulder, and he just screaming in pain. And then you find out the injuries, and he's immediately done, after the game. And J.J. McCarthy, he's dancing on the sidelines, and he looks just fine. There's a lot of question marks with that injury there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's got to be some kind of health and safety malpractice from the Minnesota Vikings in regards to this. Has to be.
Well, you put them in the bottom 5, so that I think the NFL
They've got it, yeah.
The NFL needs to take notice.
The spotlight's on, at least, yeah.
What's the play here, then?
So I like J.J. McCarthy's in the game. They're playing the Lions. I like the Lions to not only cover this game at 8.5.
Okay.
I also like the over at 48.5 because I do in fact think a healthy J.J. McCarthy is going to come out shooting, and bring that score up. And the Lions are they're not scared to score. Let's just say that.
Right.
You can get a plus 240 when you parlay those two together.
And their defense has given up 300 yards right on the nose, 300 yards per game. So that should
play
bode
right
well,
into it.
Yeah, for getting to that over.
Yep. So there we go. Minnesota Vikings.
Okay.
Welcome.
All right.
Number 4, your Washington Commanders. Now, they do have Jaden Daniels returning from injury, but still without Scary Terry. So he's not going to have one of his best options, a wide receiver.
And he had a really nice catch, too.
He really did.
He did, but sorry, man. He just can't stay healthy. Can't stay on the field.
You know, in the first half, even without Jaden Daniels, they were hanging right there with the Chiefs. It was like 7-7 or something like that at halftime before the wheels came off and they lose 28-7. But 3 straight losses for the Commanders. Jaden Daniels returning. I don't know. I don't like them here. They are playing Seattle on Sunday Night Football, and Seattle has been looking freaking good.
Yeah, they have.
At 5-2.
They really have, and that's a trendy player prop right now. Sam Darnold and all of his overs, and that's because the Commanders have the 27th worst defense in power rankings right now. Overall defense yardage wise.
Now, my best bet here, because this game is being played in Washington, they have only had one over at home this season. I like the under 47.5, but I like Seattle taking care of business.
Yeah, no, that's solid. And Commanders, trying to work Daniels back into the game. You don't know how that's going to look. And the Seahawks, they might be one of the surprises of the NFL.
Yeah.
They are right in it. They're in the NFC West.
Certainly a playoff team.
Yep.
Number 3, your Cincinnati Bengals. The comeback loss to the Jets, 39-38.
Joe's up in the air.
Joe Flacco, he's got the AC joint injury. We don't know if he's going to play. He's
50-50. I just looked. He's 50-50.
50-50. It's dire for Cincinnati if Joe Flacco doesn't play. If he does play, you're rolling out Joe Flacco with the AC joint injury.
If he does play, that's bad. If he doesn't play, that's really bad.
Like, it's weird because the Bengals are still their record wise are right there.
They started 2-0. Like one of 3 teams that start 2-0 this year.
Joe Burrow, he just keeps give me one more month. Give me one more month. I don't know what's going to be left of this team after that 1 month. But they are at home versus the Chicago Bears. The Bears are a 3-point favorite. I like them to cover the 3. They are 4-1 in the last 5 games against the spread. The Bengals have not fared well against the spread this season. Now the Bears, they took a step back last week, but I like them here against the Bengals.
I think this is a good spot for the Bears to get right. And also somebody has to be the worst in the NFL, and that is the Bengals. They have the worst defense, giving up 408 yards per game.
There you go. So number 2, and this is a team coming off of a big win. They beat your Bears 30-16. The Baltimore Ravens at number 2. Now, here's why they're number 2 here on the bottom 5.
Okay.
Despite the win, there's still a struggle of a season. They're still battling some injuries. We still don't know what's going on with Lamar. The Ravens seem to be a little mismanaged in ways this season that we haven't seen from Harbaugh before. The injury reporting with Lamar coming out of the weekend. He practiced Friday fully, but then he didn't, and then they declared him out Saturday.
Yeah.
There's some shady things going on there that they're going to have to answer to. And then coming out of their bye week, going into this game, they had the grounding where they took out the ping pong table and all that stuff, right?
Yep, all the Xboxes out.
This looked like, against the Bears, one of those, all right, you're grounded, and then you go and you do well for a day or for a week, and you're like, am I not grounded now? Am I back?
Can I have my video games
Can I come
back?
out of my room? That's what that felt like.
Right.
And they are still, in my opinion, still kind of wavering there. Now, they're playing the Dolphins on Thursday Night Football. This I will say.
Short week.
The Dolphins just crushed Atlanta 34-10.
What was that all about?
Now, we talked about the NBA news.
Oh.
Tua played like a guy that was told you can't look bad all the time. Now, I'm not spreading any rumors.
He's always done that. His entire career has been that way, right?
He looked good.
Yeah.
And you know what? It was just interesting, the timing of that. I'm not spreading any rumors.
Okay.
Suddenly, he looked good. All right, number 1, the worst team in the NFL this week is the Tennessee Titans. Big loss to the Colts, 38-14. In hindsight, after firing their coach, which was questionable. Even, we talked about locally, they were questioning it. Mike McCoy coming in as the interim, I thought, what are you doing?
Yeah.
This was actually genius by the Tennessee Titans. What a perfect fall guy. Like,
you've seen the light.
Now I've seen the light.
Now you're the Chargers fan seeing the fun, seeing the irony in this one.
This is great. Mike McCoy gets to come in and just lose a bunch of games. Yeah. Nobody knows the difference. Everything's great. They've got the Chargers coming into town this week, in fact.
Ooh.
They look with Joe Alt back.
Oh, no wonder you got them at number 1 here.
I'm excited.
My gosh.
I'm excited. The Titans are 2-6 against the spread this season. I like the Bolts to cover 9.5. Yeah. With Joe Alt back on that offensive line for the Chargers. They look good.
That was good to see the Chargers bounce back last week.
Yes, it was.
Everybody played good for the Chargers last week. Herbert spinning it, huge game, 3 touchdowns.
3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I just don't see anything changing here against the Titans in what will be a Charger beatdown on their former head coach, Mike McCoy.
Yeah, I like that. And he's got a rookie quarterback that's really swimming in it right now. It's not looking good for the team out of Nashville.
No, it isn't. So there you go. That's our bottom 5.
That's your bottom 5. Well, we're about out of time. So that's going to do it for us here at Where's the Line. Be sure to check us out on YouTube and give us a like, give us a subscribe. Then that way you'll get those notifications on game day to get the latest edge possible. Also, follow us on ESPN Tri-City Radio and their Facebook page. We are going live pregame. We're going to be at Memorial Stadium for Nebraska hosting USC. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the ESPN Tri-City Facebook page. That way you will be on board with us in that pregame show. We're going to be kicking that off at 2 o'clock with the guys over at No Block, No Rock.
Oh, yeah. Go Big Red, baby.
Oh, my God. If you want some honest opinions, those boys, they'll let you know.
They're going to bring it.
They'll let you know. Thanks to Rod Vermilio of the Global Sports Betting Network once again for stopping by and dropping all that knowledge on us. Those free picks, we love them. And the free plays for Jeremy Odem, a.k.a. the J.O. I'm Andy Classen. Thank you for listening. This has been WTL.